Hello, everybody. This is Mike from the On the Stack podcast at iceform.org/magic. Today we're taking a look at my red-black Minotaur deck. We're going to take a look at the lands first. So we have one Bloodfell Caves. Just comes into play tapped. Can tap for either black or red, and you gain a life when it comes into play. We have 13 mountains and 10 swamps. And we're going to move into our creatures. We have one Deathbellow Raider. It's a 2/3 Minotaur that can regenerate, and it has to attack each combat if possible. We have one Fanatic of Mogus. It's a 4/2, and when it enters the battlefield, it does damage based on your devotion to red. So if you have a lot of other, all the Minotaurs in this deck are red and black, so you can do a few damage when it comes into play. We have one Fellhide Brawler, just a 2/2, and can't block unless you control another Minotaur, which won't be a problem because this deck is all Minotaurs. We have two Fellhide Petrifiers, which are 2/3s. They have Death Touch, and other Minotaurs you have get Death Touch as well. So yeah, when you block with this, the thing that you're blocking gets killed, and it gives that ability to all the other Minotaurs. We have one Kragma Butcher. It's a 2/3 with Inspired. So when it becomes untapped, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So if you attack with it one turn, your next turn you untap it, it becomes a 4/3. We have two Kragma Warcallers, which are 2/3s. They give other Minotaurs haste, and when other Minotaurs attack, they get +2/+0. We have two Minotaur Skull Cleavers, which are just 2/2s. They have haste, and when they come into play, they get +2/+0 until end of turn. So they basically can swing for 4 damage in the turn they come into play. We have three Rageblood Shamans, which are also 2/3s. It has trample and it gives other Minotaurs trample. So how trample works is something blocks, it takes the damage from that Minotaur, and then if that creature gets killed, it carries it over to the player. We have three Ragemongers, which are 2/3s, and their ability is Minotaur spells cost one black and one rest red to cast. So basically, let's say you want to play another Ragemonger because we have three of them. So with this Ragemonger out, your next Ragemonger will only cost you one colorless because it takes away one. It reduces the cost by one black and one red. And then we have one War Chanter of Mogus, which is a 3/3, and it has an inspired ability. And when it becomes untapped, a creature you control gains Intimidate until the end of turn, where it can't be blocked except by creatures of its same color or artifacts. We're going to move into the instance. We have one Bile Blight, which just gives a target creature -3/-3, and any other copies of that creature get that -3/-3 as well. Have one Cutthroat Maneuver, so up to two creatures each get +1/+1 and gain lifelink. We have two Follow the Hammer, which is target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. This is good because it doesn't actually cause them to fight; it just deals the damage. So this is a good way to remove other creatures from play. We have three Lightning Strikes to just do 3 damage to something. One Parika's Cure, which deals 2 damage to a target creature and you gain 2 life. So if somebody has a creature that has a toughness of 2, play this, you remove the creature and gain 2 life. And we have three Titan Strength. So each target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. You can also scry one to look at the top card of your library and put it on the top or bottom. And we have no enchantments, so we're going to go right into the sorceries. We have one Barrage of Boulders. This does 1 damage to each creature you don't control. And if I have a creature with power 4 or greater, the creatures can't block this turn. We have two Flurry of Horns, which is a 5 mana cost, but it puts in two 2/3 Minotaur tokens, and they have haste. We have one March of the Returned to bring 2 target creatures back to my graveyard. Have one Mind Rot. I'm not sure why looks like the database hasn't been updated, but that is target player discards 2 cards. We have two Read the Bones, which is scry 2, and you can put them on the top or the bottom in any way you like, and then you draw 2 as well. You do take a penalty of 2 life, and then I have one Sign in Blood. just to draw 2 cards. The reason I have one of these is I prefer Read the Bones, but this has a lower mana cost, so doing this once isn't going to do too much damage to you. You're looking at losing a total of 4 life to essentially draw 4 cards, and then also have the Scry ability. I've had a lot of luck with this deck. It works pretty quickly to as like how you do damage. I've won, as soon as turn 4 with this deck. And most of the time, if I get to turn 5, I'm up in pretty good shape. I played a few games last week with it, and won all the games I played with this deck last week. So it's a fun deck. And if you want to subscribe to the On the Sack podcast, just head over to iceworm.org/magic, where we discuss Magic each week. We discuss the newest news. We discuss decks, strategy, things like that. It's a fun podcast to do, and it's at iceworm.org/magic. Thank you all for watching.